Hello again, folks. Thanks to everyone who subscribed to my channel recently. I really appreciate it. And for those of you thinking of pushing that subscribe button, just do it. You have nothing to lose. It's free, and you are amongst like-minded people. Now then, I thought I'd give Keir Starmer a rest and talk about something else for a change. So let's do Gary Lineker, another completely out of touch individual who has all the same traits as the rest of them. He is one of the chief virtue signallers, well, he was now, on X and on the BBC and in the mainstream media when they employ him to write a column. I mean, the guy's totally insufferable. And his insufferable virtue signalling even got to the point where Ricky Gervais took the mickey out of him, and rightly so. Gary Lineker seems to have been coated in Teflon when it comes to breaking the BBC's impartiality rules. He's gotten away with saying some pretty inflammatory stuff that any lower member of staff at the BBC would have been sacked for years ago. I mean, comparing the Tories to the Nazis at one point. I mean, alright, the Tories aren't everyone's cup of tea, they're completely useless, and they are very much self-serving. But to compare them to genocidal maniacs from 1930s Germany, who are responsible for starting a world war and the deaths of millions, I think it's a bit over the top. Yeah, he was suspended for a few days. I think it was a week, wasn't it? And that one episode of Match of the Day when he and his mates weren't hosting it, it enjoyed the highest ratings for quite a while. So that says everything, doesn't it, of what people think of Gary Lineker. Now, I know free speech is free speech. People are allowed to say what they think. But this guy was employed by an organisation funded by the taxpayer, and a company that says it has rules, and yet it allowed him to flagrantly break those rules time and time again with his political opinions, as wrong as I think they were. And as much as this fool loves his free speech and exercises it, he doesn't like others having theirs, evidently. Now, I know he does come across as television's Mr. Nice Guy, but underneath that is a brutal wokist who, because of the way you vote, if you voted for Brexit, if you vote for Trump, if you voted for the Tories, if you're a fan of Nigel Farage and Reform, or have a high opinion of Tommy Robinson, etc., then this guy thinks you're the shit beneath his shoe. He once said he had a problem with the St. George's Cross, which is his own country's flag, incidentally, but then again, aren't all lefties suffering with the streak of self-loathing? He is an advocate for refugees' welcome. He's one of that mob. He housed an illegal migrant in his house for a while before moving him on. Obviously, this guy he took in would have been heavily vetted. It wouldn't have been any economic migrant picked from Calais. He would have wanted the right sort to live in his house safely. And then he got him to write a letter so he could post it on X and virtue signalling about how good he was, how woke and virtuous the guy is. But of course, I think it was all for show. Then there was the time he said he was bullied at school because he was black. Yes, folks, he actually said that. I mean, I'm not going to give you the link or the source. Look it up. It's everywhere. So anyway, being a prolific poster on Twitter, or now X, he's been put off. And he won't be doing it very much in the future because, according to him, and I quote, "I don't really post my thoughts now because I think it has become not a very pleasurable experience," end quote. Well, the not so pleasurable experience is the pushback he's receiving from people whom, thanks to Elon Musk, are allowed to exercise their free speech. He went on to say that Elon Musk put him off Twitter. Well, it wasn't really Elon Musk. Well, okay, kind of. Elon Musk returned free speech on Twitter, renamed it X, and made it the world's public forum. And of course, people like Gary Lineker, they don't like that. Now, I've been blocked by the guy for quite some time now because I called him out, as you do. And he has a right to do that. He had an absolute right not to hear what I have to say. That's not an infringement on free speech at all. Just because you have free speech doesn't mean everyone has to listen to what you have to say. They don't have to. So it's effectively free speech that's put an end to Gary Lineker's virtue signalling, and I couldn't be happier. You see, Twitter, or X now, isn't a echo chamber for the left, where they're allowed to censor everyone left, right and centre, well, mainly the right. And for all that time, Gary Lineker was protected by the woke groupthink or hive mentality of the left. But then Elon Musk bought it, right-wing thinkers were allowed back on, and so they were challenging the woke ideology status quo, and they don't like it. So really he's been silenced by people holding him to account for his lefty views, and that's the way it should be. Now the irony here is that Gary Lineker says he's been put off Twitter because of Elon Musk, when he is so far up his own virtuous hoop. The guy didn't realise or notice that people weren't watching Match of the Day because of his own warped political opinions. And even though I've been blocked by him for quite some time now and I haven't seen his posts, I'll be glad to see him shut up, to be honest with you. It was just horrible seeing him on there, spewing his crap and having left-wing bots blow smoke up his hoop when he said the October the 7th massacre by Hamas was just a thing that happened. What a horrible, horrible individual Gary Lineker really, really is. And I don't think anyone's going to miss him on Twitter. And there we go. I'm Paz49. I hope you've enjoyed this Starmer-free video. Again, please remember to subscribe, hit the like button, comment, share, all that lovely stuff. And I'll see you at the next video. Roger Trout.